There's been an increase in the use of alternative medicine since the Affordable Health Care Act, aka Obamacare, took effect. As of right now, 4 in 10 adults in the U.S. are using some sort of alternative medicine. And guess what? Those numbers will probably go up, all because of a clause under the new healthcare law that says insurance providers can't discriminate against alternative healthcare providers, at least the ones that have a valid state health license. Now, this means more alternative practices will be getting reimbursed from insurance companies, which is good news to me. Joining us now is someone who's been seeing an upward trend in alternative medicine, Dr. Joanne Odenthal, the president of the San Diego Herbalists Guild. Welcome to the show, Joanne.
Thank you, Taylor. Nice to be here.
Please educate us, because a lot of people, we hear about it, but I'm sure a lot of the viewers out there that are watching don't really understand what it all involves.
Well, there's 2 things. One is looking at herbal medicine, which has hundreds of years of history, both in this country and throughout the world. And then there's looking at complementary medicine that has been on the upswing in this country really since the 1960s and 1970s, both with the counterculture movement that started in the 1960s. And then
that was another herb, wasn't it?
That was another, but that started an interest in survival, in herbal medicine, and getting back to the land, growing your own produce, growing your own herbs in the garden. And I love herbs because they're like weeds and they grow very easily.
Do they?
Yeah, I'm not the best gardener in the world.
I've been intimidated to try that,
but
herbs. With your help, maybe I should start.
Hey, listen, there's so many herbs that grow here, and they are the ones that you want in your cooking, as well as your eating. So, and your herbal teas, I'm going to show you a little bit of how to make a couple of different herbal teas in a minute.
So, and what kind of herbs are the best herbs for healing different ailments?
You know, there are hundreds of thousands of herbs that are used worldwide. And one of the things that's happened in herbal medicine in this country is that with the opening and people focused more on Asia, practices that have come out of India and China, things like acupuncture, things like Ayurvedic medicine, there's a whole range of herbs that go with those too. What I tend to focus on are the herbs we can grow here, because I want to help people learn how to get help from their own garden, from their own grocery store, all of these things you can find locally, or from their own herb store. We have a great herb store here in town in Ocean Beach called In Harmony Herbs. You can always go there, check out what they've got.
And they're all organic, I'm assuming. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, well, show us what you got here.
Okay, so I brought 3 different ways to make an herbal tea. These can be considered a medicinal tea. And one of the things to notice is that if you're using herbs medicinally, it's a little different than just making a tea that tastes good. For one thing, you use more herbs. So here we have, this is our regular old tea bag. There's about 1/8 of an ounce, maybe 1/10 of an ounce of herb in that tea bag. This is more of a medicinal
Okay, so
dose.
what is in those
So this
bags?
is chamomile.
Okay.
Take a smell.
Oh, that smells really good.
This is very soothing. Chamomile is a very soothing plant. It's used a lot for an herbal tea at bedtime because...
Is that a coffee press?
Yeah, it's a coffee press.
Who would have thought?
It's my coffee press. I only use it for herb teas. I use a different press for
I've
coffee.
never seen anybody make teas with a coffee
So
press. It's the first.
Tell me what that is.
Spearmint?
Yeah. Absolutely, very good.
Yay,
You win the first prize, which is yes, you can actually.
So you're mixing spearmint with chamomile.
I am.
And why? Why are those 2 herbs?
Because these are the herbs that you would go to if you have a little bit of tummy trouble. And
so it's good for digestion.
It's really good for digestion. It's good if you've eaten something that just doesn't quite agree with you.
So and maybe an after dinner drink this hot tea.
After dinner tea, this is beautiful. Now you see I'm putting about 3 cups of water in there. I'm guessing that's about what it is. And then I'm going to put on my little lid here. And if I were making this in a traditional medicinal fashion, I would wait 20 minutes before I drank it. Yeah, and it would be pretty intense. Now we can also let it steep for just a few minutes.
Yeah, let's let it steep.
Get a little taste to it.
spearmint and chamomile if you have digestive issues, if you just after a meal.
After a meal, yeah.
Not
or
before.
It doesn't matter. You could have it before if you wanted to have something like that beforehand. A more typical thing to have before a meal would be some kind of herbal bitters that would get your digestive tract ready for your food. Or you can have a little bit of cider vinegar. You get a good quality active cider vinegar like Bragg's, and you take a tablespoon before a meal, and it helps your body deal with the glucose load.
Do the apple cider capsules work as well as the vinegar drinking it?
You know, in my mind, no, because it is about taste. Now, mind you, they have been finding that most of the organs in your body have taste buds in addition to the taste buds in your mouth. So your lung has taste buds. And
I've never heard this before,
This is new
Joanne.
research. Your stomach has taste buds. So it's sensitive to that. But if you use the taste buds in your mouth to start preparing your body for the food that it's going to be receiving, it is more likely to be ready. So
I love this.
Yeah, we use taste buds a lot in all of this.
Boy, I'm learning something in this segment, I tell you. Okay, now you're using ginger.
Now, good, yes. I've got some fresh ginger here, and I peeled it already, so I'm just going to do a little bit of grating.
And you have a grating plate.
Yeah, I've got.
Can I hold that up so that
You
we can show the
can.
viewers? These are really handy plates. They have, what would you call those?
They look like little
Nodules.
teeth.
Yeah, they're little teeth, so it helps grate the ginger. Ginger's good on so many levels.
Ginger is great. Ginger is another one that's good for your tummy. It's an anti-nausea.
Yeah, so if you've got a little flu bug, or
Absolutely.
you're pregnant, or car sick, ginger is
all
one
of
of the
that.
best things.
All of that. I always keep ginger in various forms in my herbal apothecary.
Is ginger good too to help heal you if you've got a cold? I've heard.
Yes, and that's what I'm doing now. I'm making you a little cold flu preparation here. So I just poured I'm making a mess with the water. I just poured the water right over the ginger. So the ginger's in the cup. And then we're going to add a little bit of raw honey. Now,
Why raw honey?
raw honey has actually active bacteria in it that's good for your immune
It's like
system.
an antibacterial, right?
It's an antibacterial. You don't want to use raw honey or actually any honey with infants.
Yes, because of allergies.
They don't have.
Is it toxemia? What is that?
Yeah, they don't have, their systems aren't developed to the point where they can handle the bacteria that's in honey. So we don't use that with them. But children and adults certainly, and this makes a nice.
It smells good. Like if you had sinus issues right now, smelling this would clear your sinuses.
It does. It clears your sinuses. It helps open up your lungs. It has that pungent taste, and that's what the pungent taste does. If you bite down on a hot chili, you know how your mouth gets on fire? That's the pungent taste. It has the same action on your lungs as it does in your mouth.
Is this going back to the lungs have taste buds theory?
Well, and also just the physical action of when you have the pungent taste, and that the burning, the feeling goes from your stomach through your body.
And it warms your entire body,
It does.
I would say.
It does.
I want to taste this, but I have a feeling that's boiling hot water, so I don't want to do that.
You might want to wait.
If I burn my uvula, we're in trouble
Yes.
because I got a show to do.
Yes.
And then, so this is your cold remedies. You got something for digestion. What
Right.
do you have over here? This looks like mint. Oh,
This is
spearmint.
mint. This is more mint, and this is sage. And what I'm going
sage, I love it.
What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to use the sage. Now, again, these herbs are so easy to find. I got this because my mint wasn't looking very good. I picked this up at a natural foods grocery. Any natural foods grocery will have these kinds of things. And then, of course, if you just have a few pots with some potting soil, you can grow your own herbs. And
why don't we do that the next segment you come on, and we'll show people how to pot their own herbs. What do you think?
Oh, that would be fun.
Okay.
Absolutely. So I'm just ripping up these sage leaves and shoving them in this little teapot. It has one of these little inserts. And I'm going to pour hot water over that and let it steep. We'll let that steep for 5 or 10 minutes before it's ready to drink. And sage, it turns out, is really good for your brain. Like many of the pungent remedies, it's another pungent herb. It's good for your lungs, and it's very good for your memory.
So here's the funny thing, Joanne. Can I call you Joanne,
Yes.
or should I call you Doctor?
No.
I drink tea all day, but I drink it for the caffeine. And I think, oh, antioxidants help me stay young. But I very rarely drink tea for all these remedies, and which I should start incorporating that.
All these herbs are great, and they are all very good, high in antioxidants, high in things that are very good for your cardiovascular system.
All right, love it. Thank you so much
You're
for these
welcome.
great tips.
My pleasure.
Thank you. And, this is news you can use. I'm gonna taste this now.